Good
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
evening.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Live Podcast. Don't wait to be great. I'm your host, Mr. Derek Forston,
And I'm Shanya Shea Forston.
and we're super excited, just like we are every Monday. So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and tell you now. We got some bad weather where we are. So again, we're gonna look forward to you guys telling us
If you
whether
can
you can
hear
hear
us,
us or
yeah.
not, or if we lose power for any reason. It's raining kind of heavy where we are, and it's kind of on and off. So if we happen to cut out, let us know. If you can't hear us for whatever reason, let us know. Also, go ahead and put in the chat where you're from. We love to network and kind of help each other, because if we're in the same area, we all have the same goal, right? Because if you
Exactly.
in this room, if you're a part of this live session, you probably love God, love people, and love real estate. So we show you guys how to mesh all of that together. So like I said, my name is Derek, and I'm the owner and founder of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility where we take people from homeless to hopeful. But I'm also the founder and thought leader of Forston Consultants. And that's where my family and I, my beautiful wife, we go all over the world showing people what is this shared housing concept that we're always talking about. We trademark independent living facility. So when you guys hear
Yeah.
ILF or independent living facility, Shay and I literally trademarked it. And again, for us, that is a shared environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical
Yeah.
oversight. So every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m., we're here giving this game away. And every Saturday at 10 a.m., we come back here and give this game away. And that's Eastern. So again, I hope you guys are going to enjoy tonight, right? So share the room with a family member, friend, a pastor, a bishop, anybody that you know loves God, loves people, and love real estate, or somebody that you knew that was trying to start a group home or an ALF. We
Yeah.
like to show people how to start what we call the easier version of an
And the
ILF,
quick
of an
start.
unlicensed group home. Miss
And it's
Shay?
like the quick start. So it's like a quick how-to guide,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So again, everybody, good evening. I am Shanya Shea Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, which is a local 501c3 nonprofit organization located here in Orlando, Florida, where we take women that have been through domestic violence, human sex trafficking, all sorts of different hurdles in life, from homeless to hopeful. We utilize the ILF model as a nonprofit organization as one of our programs that we can, again, bring in income and also help those that are in need. So that's a little bit about who I am, what I do. I'm also a co-founder and consultant here at Forston Consultants, where I show you not only how to do the ILF model, but I am also a business coach and strategist to help you take your any business to the next level when it comes to getting the word out on who you are, what you do. So that's a little bit about me. And then I also teach you a little bit about that nonprofit life, right? So just get to know us. Welcome to our cozy coaching segment. Things look a little different. We transitioned from being behind a desk and webcams to literally being more intimate next to each other, having these conversations, and
She
getting
just wanted
to
to be by me, y'all. That's all that was. She just wanted to be close to
just to be close to
me.
you. But
We
anyway,
tease each other all the
um,
time if you're new to us.
so anyway, we are excited about tonight. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. To all of our Facebook viewers, welcome and welcome to all of our other tuner inners. Go ahead, if you haven't already, join us on YouTube, like, subscribe, click the notification bell so that way you know when we're coming live. We do have some news tonight that we're going to be giving in regards to just our new dynamic and what we're going to be doing with cozy coaching, as well as some of the new things that we have coming down the pike for all of our people that are connected to us. If you are new to Forston Consultants, go ahead and text the word new to 407-326-0086. We have a free gift for you. We want to welcome you to our amazing family. And again, this is open conversation, dialogue about the independent living facility model, or for those of you that don't know what that is, it's the unlicensed model of group homes, but a lot more structured, a lot more detailed, as you let us guide you through the process of starting and operating your own. So, Derek, let's get this party started, sir.
Absolutely. So, like Shay said, if you guys got any questions, that's what we thrive off of. We love it. And
Yeah.
like Shay said, that we are now cozy coaching. So we're super relaxed on this couch. And also, we're here for about 90 minutes. So, and we promised last week that we're going to do a little bit better with that. So
Yeah.
again, this room will probably most likely be from 7 to, no, excuse me, 6 to,
We're
if
gonna
my
start
math
shutting
is
it down
correct,
at
is what
about
Shay,
7:15 ish. Shutting it
yeah,
down, shut
something
down,
like
and shut
that.
down.
So again, We usually say 90 minutes, but we usually go way lower. But we gonna get better with that because we got a lot of new things that are coming. We also got a lot of workshops coming up. So I'm just super excited. And I also appreciate all the questions that have come in already. So if you guys don't have any questions, there are about 9 questions that already kind of came in. So we'll be going through that stuff too. But I also want to be a reminder, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, if you want to know what's your starting point, if you guys take some more info to 407-326-0086, that's the starting point to all of this, right?
Yeah.
That leads you to our introductory webinar, but it also grants you a free discovery call with us to talk about how can we get you started in terms of where you live at. So we love to coach people according to your zip code and where you live versus just trying to talk about it as an overall, like how we'll do tonight.
Yeah.
That discovery call, guys, breaks it down in terms of where you live and how we can get you started. I also want to give a big shout out to a lot of people that we've been coaching lately that literally just got their keys to their first facility.
Yep.
So we don't talk about that a lot, but I want to celebrate each and every one of you. And also one of them are really close to us in terms of proximity. Not sure if she's here, but if I do see her name, I'm going to shout her out. But again, big congratulations to a lot of you all that have literally got your keys this week. So we pray for that. We celebrate that. And again, congratulations. And also for moving at the speed of instruction and doing what God has really put on your heart. And thank you for allowing us to kind of teach it to you. Now,
kinda, you did.
Next step is we want to also remind you guys on Wednesday this week on the 24th, right, at 7 p.m.
Yes.
We have this
Eastern.
AI book writing workshop, and it's Eastern.
Yeah.
So 7 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday on Zoom. If you guys text the word book, B-O-O-K, to that same number that's scrolling below, my team will send you the information and the invoice to go ahead and pay for it so that you guys can be a part of our AI book writing workshop where we're showing you guys how to complete your ebook or your book in one day. And also
fun.
what I'm excited about, Shay, is not only are we going to teach these folks how to write a book, we're also going to teach you how to offer this service to other people as a means to make money. We understand that this economy is crazy. There's a lot going on. A lot of people know us for housing the homeless and the displaced, and we'll always do that. But some of our business coaching, we're going to be kind of showing you guys now in forms of these workshops. So the very first one, there's already about 10 of you guys signed up. So thank you to everybody that signed up. We're super excited. You guys are going to be authors in less than one day. And again, more importantly, you guys are going to be able to offer this service to other people. So if you ever imagine to write your own book or to become an author or to be a publishing company, right? Some of you guys just want to help people publish their books. We're going to show you guys how to publish, copyright, and complete a book all in one day with the use of AI tools. So Shay, I'm super excited about that. And again, it's Wednesday, 7 p.m. via Zoom. Text the word book and we'll send you all the information.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope you're prepared. For those of you that are coming, make sure that you pay attention to your emails and text messaging because there is some information going out to get you prepped and ready for this workshop. I'm looking forward to it because I want to see people succeed in something that they've never probably tried to mess around with. And get involved with. So I think that's what I'm most excited about, giving people a new skill set to utilize. We've already given them the ILF life. And this is something, Derek, that they can also, like Mr. Arthur, this is something that we can walk with him through to write his story, right? So again, this is something that if you've got clients that want to share their story, what better way than to take your residents down this process of writing something that's meaningful and can change and impact the lives of so many people. So think of it as another tool in your belt to help other people advance in telling their story and storytelling and getting the word out of where they've been and how they've been able to overcome. And what better way than being able to house that individual and then showing them that they can write a book to tell people their life story and how you played a role in that. So that's an amazing opportunity.
You guys can co-author that book. I like that, right, Shay? They can co-author that book. So again, if you're new to us, let us know by typing it in the chat. But also, if you're new to us, we got a free gift that we want to give you, right? Via your email or text message or however you get it. But again, text the word new to 407-326-0086. And we want to give you guys an absolute free gift. And let's just say you're not new to us and you've been coming around a lot, but you never got your free gift. That's for you as well. So go ahead and text the word new, N-E-W, to the number that you see on the screen. Shay, you got something?
I like how you say W. You say W.
I'm from the country, y'all. So I got a little bit of a country twang.
I always mess with him. W.
So also, I want to get all the announcements out of the way so that we can just kind of jump right into the topic. Because as I said, there's a lot of questions that already came in. And again, tonight's topic is how to become the best housing provider in your area. And that's why I told you guys to go ahead and put in the chat what area, what city, what state you're from. Because again, we want to coach you guys and talk about a little bit where you're from if you let us know that. So what I'm going to do, Shay, is I'm going to go ahead and start answering some of the questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump right into some of the meat of it. And one of the questions is how we usually open up every room anyway. So one of the questions was, Derek, how did you all get started?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that you asked that, because one of the things that we always talk about and how we often open this room is telling people the original story of how we've gotten started. So many years ago, and I can make this story an hour long, but I'm going to do my best to do it in 3 minutes. Many years ago, many years ago, over 7, 8 years ago, I used to be a social worker. That was my whole name to fame, right? And I always wanted to help people. I wanted to be involved in real estate. I wanted to help people. I just didn't know that there was a way to merge that together.
Right.
So even as a social worker, my job was I was discharging people every day to what I'm gonna call group homes and people that was just renting rooms. And when God put it on my heart to do it, I was like, okay, God, well, where do I start at? And y'all know how I go, man. Most of the time, people don't want to show you this stuff. So again, if you're new to us, that's why we love the newer people, to make sure that we honor you and tell you thank you for being here, but also make sure that we serve you in a way that's not stingy, because we don't believe in stingy energy, right? We want to be able to show and guide you guys in terms of what this is.
Yep.
Because you're going to hear in my story that people hid this from me. So again, wanting to help people, wanting to be involved in real estate, and God was so gracious, y'all. And God showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month doing this. Guys, the bad thing about it was that she was housing people in rats and roaches. So some of the conditions that I saw in which she was housing these people, quite frankly, would break your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, God, why not me? Like, can I get in this?
Yeah.
And I said, God, if I get in, I won't hide it from people. In fact, I'll be glad to teach it to other people once I got it. Make a long story short, guys, it took a long time. I lost about 60 pounds trying to figure it out. And it took 2 years, right, to kind of unscramble all the eggs. And if you know anything about eggs, it's hard to unscramble eggs once they're already scrambled,
it's impossible.
Right? It's impossible. So, Shay, once I got into it and figured out all the bumps and the bruises, and guys, don't get it twisted, I made a bunch of mistakes. I made the Channel 8 news, the Channel 9 news, $40,000 lawsuits, because again, I didn't know what I was doing, y'all, and I was just trying to help people. But lucky for you all, I should say blessed of you all, you guys don't have to go through that. I was put on this very earth to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. So no lawsuits for you. No going through all those steps and it taking so long to figure it out. This is the cheat code. So we're going to be the cheat code for you. Two of y'all type in the chat right now, cheat code, because we want to be the cheat code to your success, right? Because this is very different from your traditional group home.
Yeah.
Very different from your traditional ALF, which takes a license and you have to own the property. So again, the way that I got started was the social worker, seeing it, moving and jumping by faith, getting into it, making a bunch of mistakes until the day we got this thing like, it runs like a sewing machine. So my family and I, my wife, we go all over the world teaching it. I do this from a for-profit, LLC. Yep. Shay is going to talk about how she do this from a nonprofit, 501c3. Right? 501c3. So how do you do that? Is it any difference? So again, my job every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, I promise God, I say, God, if you let me get in it, when I get it, I'll go all over the world teaching to God, and I'll never take any credit. So you guys are going to hear me say probably 2 or 3 or 4 times a night that I'm not the smartest guy in the classroom. I just saw something that was really bad. We got in it and put our own spin on it. And most importantly, we put the love of God into it.
Absolutely.
Because again, I watched the lady make 41 grand a month with her Gucci dress on, her red bottom shoes, and all that high name brand stuff will let you know that somebody's doing good in life. And I really respected that lady. But when I found out that she was mistreating God's people, making 41 grand a month, having people sleeping rats and roaches, I said, the devil is a liar. I got to get in this. I just didn't know it was going to take me 2 years and I'm losing 60 pounds trying to figure it out. Because Shay, once I got it, you know it, I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep until we got it. But now that we got it, we go all over the world teaching it. We're in 34 states now, over 360 ILFs through the teaching of what this is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And big shout out to Miss Cleaner in Orlando, who literally picked her keys up 2 days ago. So we're super excited about that. So every time somebody gets an ILF, we just keep adding to the number.
Right.
So to answer your question, that was from the Brown family. That's how we got started. I'm no genius. Shay, in fact, y'all tricked me to go to college. I had no plans on going to school, and Shay can share that story on her own. But that was God's plan. Derek, get him on this job, Shay, so that he can see the vision. Because Shay, once I show him the vision, Derek can take off running. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that readeth it can run with it. And that's you all. When you find us and discover what this is, my job is that we wrote this vision so plainly, and we write it every Monday and Tuesday and Saturday right here live, that when you guys get it, y'all can take off running with it.
Yeah.
And then my desire for most of y'all is to leave your job eventually the right way and in the right timing to resign from that place
absolutely.
and do this full time. But most of y'all, watch this, I want you to keep your job for as long as you can and manage them both until it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Shay, I'll land it there, but that's how we got started.
Mm-hmm.
You got a separate story of how you got started, but that's our overall story. Yeah. So again, guys, we love questions. Susan from Michigan, good to see you here. So again, if you guys got questions, let us know. So Shay, how did we get started? How did you get started? Because you were in corporate America.
I did.
You had no clue what this was.
No clue, was not interested. All I know is that Derek kept talking about it, and telling me what it was that he was seeing on a day-to-day basis in regards to people housing people in deplorable conditions. And that's what really piqued my interest, because I saw his interest, right? His want to, the ability. Derek really wanted to make it happen. So I supported that. But how I got involved in it, it was just transition. I knew that it was time for me to leave what I was doing to assist my husband in this endeavor and bring generational wealth to our family by providing housing to the least of these, right? To those that were in need. So that is literally how I got started. I had the urge, that nagging of the Holy Spirit saying, move, right? Move. You're needed in this capacity here and not in corporate America.
Plus, I was screaming for her help.
Yeah, that's true too. And then that's literally how we got to this point. But even though I left corporate America, I still was unsure and uncertain of what to do and how I would play a role. And it didn't come to full fruition until we really got the coaching piece side, the coaching side down. That business was more of my acumen, right? To help navigate that. But when it came to the housing aspect, it was like, hey, I want you to oversee the ladies. Make it easier for me so that I'm not having to do so much in regards to oversight of female residents. So that's how we did that. And I just had the idea, Derek, you're already for profit. Why not? Let's try our hand at nonprofit and see how they can balance each other out. Didn't have any inkling of what we were doing or why we were even doing it. It was just an idea. And that's how we came about the Angela Denise Foundation, which is the nonprofit arm of Forston Consultants. Well, not the nonprofit arm, but it's just a nonprofit that is associated with Forston Consultants, where I take women from homeless to hopeful. So that's how I came up with it, Derek. That's how I was able to kind of facilitate that transition. One, being available to you,
right,
and knowing that you needed my help at that time. And then two, kind of trying to filter my way through being an entrepreneur from corporate America and where did I fit in, and all about challenges. I'm one for a challenge. And I think that's where it came in, was like, let's try something new and let's try something different, which was the 501c3. And it's a journey. I tell anybody, a 501c3 is not a overnight success type of thing, especially if you're going to do it, copying off of something that is for profit. So you've got to make sure you have everything in alignment to kind of really hone into what you're doing and make sure that you're operating appropriately according to your bylaws and to all of the things that are necessary to have as a 501c3. So it's a marathon, a continued marathon that we're constantly running.
Right.
It never settles, because you're always having to do certain things or different things to kind of expand your offerings from a 501c3 standpoint to get the funds coming in, to have more funds, acquire more funding, acquire more donors, partnerships, and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of an overview. Know that we will be doing some stuff geared for nonprofits as we venture down the cozy coaching,
right,
this segment of cozy coaching. So we will be having more in-depth conversations where Derek will ask me questions about nonprofit, and we'll kind of do some compare and contrast for you all. So you've got to hit the notification bell.
Yep. And literally, we also just showed you guys, no matter where you're at in terms of in life or career, you can get into this, right? We
Yeah.
get that question all the time. Shay was in corporate America and had no clue what this was. But when I came home talking about these conditions that you see on
Right.
this screen, Shay was like, in other words, like, what are you going to do about it, Derek? You just going to keep talking about it, or are you going to actually write some of this stuff down
Yeah.
and start doing little by little to kind of
Make it
get it
happen.
going? So that's another thing. And one of the advice that Shay gave me in the beginning, guys, I would talk about this so much. And a lot of you all are just like me. When you get excited, you talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
like it lights this fire under you. Excuse me, but one thing Shay told me to do was just start to write things down. What will we start to accomplish every day to make this goal
A
happen?
checklist. Yeah.
Because again, if I'm seeing this stuff through my social work job, mattresses on the floor, people cooking in a burnt down kitchen, like they're living in squalor. Like, notice those beds, no sheets, no covers, no bed rails, just on the floor. Like, this is the opposite of what I wanted to be able to offer people.
Yeah.
When you're talking about people's beds or on bed frames, I mean, excuse me, on bricks, cinder blocks, these are some of the conditions that I would see
Yeah.
people live in. And this is what broke my heart, Miss
Yep.
Susan. So when I saw this, and remember, I always had a love for people, a love for God, and I always wanted to get into real estate.
Absolutely.
But I thought it was going to cost me a bunch of money, Shay. That's why I love the ILF model, because just like most of you all, maybe you're not geared up to go and buy a house right now.
Mm-hmm.
But can you lease one or can you rent one?
Yeah.
Can you partner with your brother, your sister, your cousin, your brother-in-law, your business partner? And I love it how you all come to this room in these live sessions, and some of y'all meet in here and y'all go into business together that way. We
Yeah.
love that. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, put in the chat where you live, what city, what state. Because you just never know, right, who's close to you. I had a whole coaching call today. And again, Katara, you came up because the lady was from South Carolina. So I don't know what's going on in South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Virginia,
Virginia
that like those areas are becoming really popular for a lot of people that are calling us for the discovery calls and our newer people.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one person that told everybody or you guys are seeing us on YouTube, but there's this wave of you all from South Carolina that my team has been jokingly talking about. Should we throw another conference in South Carolina?
Yeah, that's
right. So again, I want to talk about that right now, but guys, this is what started it. I was the social worker that also had no clue of what this was. I just wanted to be in real estate and help people. That's why I tell folks, man, God was genius how he allowed us to merge these things together.
Yeah.
So again, if you just joined us, all this is, Miss Diane, is social services, the love of God, and real estate all mixed into one.
One thing, yeah.
And God is genius enough to allow me to come and see something that was so bad, like what you said on the screen now, to be able to come and show it to you guys. Because this is what we offer. This is what it should look like.
Mm-hmm.
And when some people see that one bed in that one room, well, that's our private room. Not a problem, because this is for the guy that says, well, Derek, I don't want to share a room, and I want my own room.
Yeah.
No problem. And we always get that question, so I'm going to go by that one really fast. Most of the clients that we serve, Shay, they can A, either only afford the shared room, or B, they can only afford the shared room.
Right.
But everybody, when they calls Miss Tia, they want that private room, though. Unfortunately, Shay, their income doesn't always match up to that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So for me, I think it's a little different because we've seen a transition for ladies and the females that I'm housing. They're coming to me with jobs, with employment opportunities, just escaping out of drastic situations where they don't have what they need, the 3 times the rental income and for the verification process, but they still need help in other matters of their life. So again, income is always driven differently based on the population type. So like I said, for me, I'm seeing a lot more working individuals, where you're seeing a lot more of the mental health or behavioral health population seeking affordable housing opportunities so that they can continue with care or treatment. And again, it fluctuates. And that's one of the reasons why, there is that difference in the rental rates and only being able to afford the private room, the shared room, is because, again, most of your residents obtain SSI, SSDI. Mine's are working individuals, so they tend to lean more to the private room. They have the income for it, but they need other things to help them come out of shared living into private, being able to be housed on their own. So that's some of the things that that I see on a regular basis? What about where are you at right now with clientele population wise? I know yours
Yeah,
switches a
most of
little
my
bit, but
population, I'm not like you, Shay, where all of my people have jobs. I do got a few guys, and I'll admit, broke my heart about 3 weeks ago. I'm getting away from using the word lost. I graduated two of my
yeah,
guys that
yeah.
moved to something better.
Mm-hmm.
One guy got closer to his job, and one guy was applying for housing for a long time.
Yeah,
Remember, I
and got
told you
it.
guys about the gentleman that was sleeping in the airport, and we got the
Yes.
phone call, right? We was
Yeah.
housing that gentleman, but guess what? 3 weeks into his housing, he got a phone call, right? That his housing finally came through.
Yep. What
And
he's
then my
waiting
other
for.
gentleman, he actually got another place to live that was literally 10 minutes from his job, whereas where I was
I
at
think it's about
in terms of
45
being
minutes,
located, it was over
50. Yeah,
45
45
minutes
minutes.
drive.
And that's without
So
traffic.
again, when people leave you, because remember this, guys, I want to be a stepping stone for these people.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't talk about it much, but I helped the guy get the job. So when he called me and say, Mr. Derek, I got this opportunity for a great job, and I need a recommendation, and they want it either from my landlord or somebody that's known me a long time. Would you
Mm-hmm.
mind writing it? No problem. He was a great guy, paid his rent on time all the time, sometimes early, never caused any problems, and he was kind of handy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Shay, he would fix things around the house. So who am I not to write that letter for him?
Right.
Now I'll admit, Shay, his rent was $960 a month. That's $240 a week. So my guys that have jobs pay me weekly.
Right.
Now I'll admit, as the landlord, that was tough losing that income because
Yeah.
I lost
Yeah.
both of those guys in
In the
1
same
week.
month. Yeah. Same
So, and I
month.
love that weekly pay. But keep in mind what my original goal is from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. My program is called Second Chance Housing. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a stepping stone for where they're trying to go.
Yeah.
Some of these people, when they graduate from me, they're going back home to family. They're going back home to their wife or their husband,
Yeah.
or they're reuniting with their brother, or they get their own place, Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people graduate from us and go and get their own little mini studio, their
Yep.
own little apartment. And now that I'm looking into these mobile homes now, I'm looking now, Shay, to start graduating my people to the mobile home parks where I'm now going
I
to be
love
building
it.
relationships
I
to be
love
able for
it.
my people to get their own place,
Listen,
Shay.
I love it.
So that's the new thing that we ain't even really kind of got into because I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
But that's my goal, guys. I understand that most of my clients, they won't be with me forever.
Yeah.
Now I have some guys, a handful of people, Shay, they'll never leave
Yeah.
me.
I have one or two.
There
I
is
have
no plan
two.
B.
Actually, I have two.
There is no mom,
Yeah.
no dad, no sister, no brother. They don't have no family. I'm their only choice.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you guys saw Mr. Arthur on my Instagram, Facebook, or at Derek Forston, that guy wasn't meant to live with me always.
Exactly.
Mr.
Yeah.
Arthur got his own luxury apartment now. Pension, SSI, SSDI. So I was a stepping stone for Mr. Arthur to get to where he's at today. And that's what I want you all to be, is an absolute blessing to people along the way.
I love what Nicole put in the chat. She said, he received a blessing of a season with you. And now there's a season of increase. Another blessing is coming your way. And that's true. We always look at it like that from that perspective, because again, it's transitional for the most part, knowing that there are some people that may never leave our housing structure, and we may end up becoming, we tend to be more like family for them. So Derek, I do want to ask you a question, because today's title is how to become the best housing provider in your area. So I want us to kind of focus on that a little bit and share with some of the people some of the things that has caused you and I to be the more sought after housing provider in our area.
Yeah.
And even as a resource, because that's even something too. We've got people that, again, that are outside of our service area that connect with us to look for other resources. So let's talk about that. How did you become the best housing provider in the area?
I was available, Shay. One thing that I noticed in the beginning, Shay, that when I got into this, and even as the social worker, I so thank God for the insight look into this, Shay, because as the social worker, I got a chance to see how many people were not available. My job as a social worker was to call people and say, hey, Nicole, I got another one. Got any beds available? Hey, Miss Joanne, got another one. Any beds available? But what if Nicole doesn't answer? What if Miss Joanne doesn't answer? What if Miss Vicky doesn't answer? Mr. Troy don't answer? That doesn't leave a lot of choices. And that's why in my city at that time, it was only one lady, and she had rats and roaches in her place. So it was either you lived in the rats and roaches or you went outside.
Because that lady was answering the phone.
Because she answered the phone, Shay. Sometimes, Shay, your availability
It's
is
your
your
best
best ability.
ability. Yeah. Yeah.
Some people think they're just
Yeah.
being, you know, no, guys. Sometimes your availability,
Mhm.
because again, you just heard me, you just heard me say a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches. Why was she able to do that, y'all? Because she was
That
the only
phone.
one answering her
And the
phone,
only person
Shay.
answering the phone.
So when I got into it, Shay, I knew that I had to be dependable and I knew that I had to be available. And I'll
All the
admit,
time.
that's how I killed the game. Because when people call, boom, hello, second chance housing, how can I help? And then
Yeah.
now today that God is blessed that we're so busy, I have virtual assistants that answer our phones
I
now
was getting
today.
ready to ask
Go ahead.
that. So for the person that comes to us that's working a full-time job that has that they're in limbo in regards to saying, well, Derek, how do I meet the availability of these case managers and social workers when my current schedule is pretty much the same as theirs? How can we balance that to where the phone is being answered? And I think you just said it about virtual
Yeah.
assistants. um give some insight into that.
A
What are
lot of
some of
these
the
people
things?
that are
Yeah.
listening right now, they want to do this. And what I just mentioned will stop them from being the preferred provider because they're going to be at their 9 to 5 job.
Right.
So a lot of people where we're saving them at, because with our coaching, our ILF Master Blueprint, we give them a virtual assistant complimentary. Now, the $5 an hour that the VA works for, that's going to be you to pay
Right.
that. But in
Payroll.
terms of giving you, sourcing that virtual assistant to our coaching client, Shay, we give them the VA to be
Yeah.
able to answer the phone, do the social media, as well as build the relationships in the community. So
Hmm.
again, how can you build relationships, speak to people when you're at a 9 to 5 job? Because I understand it as the coach,
Yeah.
I give you a virtual assistant for free. So last week we got a question that says, Derek, can this fail? It can absolutely fail, but we
Absolutely.
put so many
Yeah.
pieces around it that I'll be honest, if you fail this under our coaching, I just got to say it, you're not trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, we give them the softwares in the system, which means their
Correct.
website and their CRM system. We give them a complimentary virtual assistant. They get the one-on-one coaching from us.
Yeah.
We also put them in a community and Shay, we give them all the paperwork. So our ILF Master Blueprint, guys, it's like
Wow.
how people say ironclad. Like, who else would you want to
Yeah.
learn this from, Shay? When we trademarked independent living
So,
facility, we used to be the social workers, and now we're on the
well, you
housing
used to
side.
be the social worker.
Right, exactly, right. Who else would you want to learn this from?
So,
Right?
so you said something, right? So some people may say, well, Derek, I'm just housing. I don't need all that. All that stuff that you have is extra, right? What I need software and systems for? Like what's the use? I think what happened, because I asked that question and I'm gonna answer it, but I also want you to answer it, is because a lot of people, as I'm doing coaching calls and I'm coaching new people from all over the nation, they're asking, well, what is so important about this CRM? Like, why is it so important to have these things
Yep.
implemented? So the reason that I've been giving them, Derek, is the fact that you're not only housing people, right? You're a resource to others that you don't house. You're also a housing referral agency to the ones that you cannot accept at this
Right.
time. And it helps to keep everything that you need in regards to your business running effectively, right? You're not putting things on paper and then paper in what file cabinets and file cabinets all over the place and documents you can't find and blah 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 blah. Having software allows you to really operate as a full functioning
Makes you
business,
more
as
professional
an
too.
entity, right? It keeps all of your information in one place. It allows you to go back and be able to market to your case managers and social workers. It shows them that you're truly engaged in what you do. This isn't just a hobby or you're just providing, like we said, we're providing the housing, right? But ultimately we're providing a professional working relationship to where people can see our organization, how organized we are, being able to go back. Let's say, Lord forbid, some client calls and needs information. Not a client, a case manager calls and needs information on a client that they've transferred to you, and but something happened and they need to gather more information, and that client's no longer with you. You'll be able to identify and document in your system what happened. When did that resident transfer out of your housing, to keep them abreast? Prime example, I'm going to give a great example for this. A lot of people don't realize that you become a part of any client, of any potential resident's medical record. your entity becomes a part of that person's medical record. And like I told you the other day, I had a call from a placement that we were supposed to take. Somebody at the facility where this lady was at, did not properly complete the documentation. So it had that this lady was discharged to me. It was literally documented that this lady was discharged to me, and she had a whole bunch of different things set up for aftercare, in regards to like uh, a nurse coming in, and different things like that that were going to be utilized in her treatment plan. Um, Long story short, she went to another facility. Nobody delegated or informed anybody or placed that information in the treatment plan. So what happened is, a month goes by, the lady is MIA now. So they've been providing services at another location. But because I keep that document, because she was a potential move in, I have all of the information, who I spoke to, what day I spoke to them, all of
How
this
did they
stuff
mess that up?
in my system. And now all of these other healthcare professionals are calling me to find out, hey, we're going, I heard that such and such is not at this house, but she's with you. And I'm like, that never transpired. That's been over 2 months. Like, where's this coming from? But ultimately, you now have a database where you're able to collect this information and now report back and help make sure that whatever's going on, that they can be pointed in the right direction. So that's just a small example of having systems and being able to correctly and adequately document, so that people can just, again, trust in what you provide, the services that you provide. So I hope that was a good explanation. You tell me, softwares and systems, how do you benefit from them?
I benefit from it from somebody like me that's not very techy and not very in order, and can be all over the place. That system allows me to look very professional and to keep everything in one place. And again, I combine this system with a virtual assistant.
Right.
So
Okay.
guys, I speak for the person that's not very techy, for the person that's very busy, but you need some help, right?
Yeah.
You're not all together. So a virtual assistant in this software and system that we use, which is called Digital Flow Solutions, primarily digitalflowsolutions.net. That software runs all 8 businesses that we have, Shay.
Yeah.
And all of our virtual assistants are also tied into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I often talk about on Tuesday nights where you guys can start businesses that really you don't know how to do.
Yeah.
As long as you got a great software system and some virtual assistants that do understand it. I have several businesses, guys, that I'm not great at, and I couldn't run if I didn't have the VAs. That's what they're for. So again, I always tell people, man, we keep God first, virtual assistants next, software and systems, and a great assessment is what makes us successful in terms of this ILF model. One more time in this particular order. We keep God first,
at the head of it all,
virtual assistants, digitalflowsolutions.net, and the greatest assessment, which means a series of questions. That's what allows us to be super successful. And again, this CRM system, even when my VA Jess answers the phone and takes phone calls, she's able to put notes inside of this system so that we're able to see who we spoke to, how many people we served today, how many people we called that were female, how many people that were called that were male. I used to talk about on Tuesdays over a year ago that you guys need to keep good data. Everything is driven by data. What if you get a phone call or an opportunity to apply for a grant, and all they want to know is how many calls you took this month for females, how many calls you took this month for males. But if you have no system that's keeping track of it, how do you know?
Yeah.
So lucky for us, Shay, all of our phone calls are recorded.
Yep.
And again, for us, Digital Flow Solutions, guys, is an all-in-one system. Everything you think you need for a business is inside of this one system.
Yeah.
You get the website for $97, and now you pick your plan from $37 to $87 to $297.
Yeah.
But most people are fitting right in at $87 a month, Shay, to run their entire business, including their phone, text messaging, social media, email marketing.
And let's not even talk about social media, because
I mean,
they just blew my whole motor today.
They just added Pinterest.
They just
to
added
it now.
Pinterest,
So YouTube,
YouTube,
TikTok, Facebook,
like
Instagram.
and then they had the nerve to tell me more coming soon.
Yeah.
I said, Lord Jesus, y'all doing so much. But no, I also want to go back to that, right? Because you did talk about being consistent in communicating, right?
Yep.
Your software, the system that we use also allows for that. it provides us with AI conversations.
Yep.
So prime example, let's say you're somebody at home, that's at work, and somebody text messages or goes on your website and chats. There is AI conversations that can keep that person or guide that person through your process without you even being there. So that's another huge benefit of digital flow solutions. We're actually training our system because for Forston Consultants especially, is a lot more in depth. So we have to kind of go in there and modify some of the responses. But for the most part, it's been head on, like it's been spot on. And that's something that's allotted to you through digital flow solutions. It's not an add-on or anything like that. You can do it, like I think it's like 2 cents per conversation, right?
Yep.
I think it's per interaction.
And this allows for your customers to be served even when you guys
When
are
you're not
sleeping or
available.
on vacation.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So the AI response, being able to respond to your customers through your web chat. So
Mhm.
your websites, again, that
Not
we
even
give
just,
you all.
but not
I'm
even
sorry.
just web chat. It's social
Am
media.
I
You
saying
can
something wrong
tie.
though?
No.
Okay, I have to make
No,
sure.
you on it.
I don't
No,
want to give
no.
no wrong information.
No, you
But
on
when
it.
we build you guys' website, notice when you guys go to a today's website, one of the first things pops up is
It's a
that web
chat
chat,
widget.
is that
Yeah.
little chat widget. And that again allows people to, because a lot of people are afraid to get on the phone to ask you questions, and some of y'all are afraid to get on the phone to answer them.
Right.
So when they text in, like in other words, what's up? How much of your chocolate chip cookies? You're able to respond to that.
what's
And that
up?
message is going right to your cell phone, your laptop, your tablet. So again, that's why everybody under our coaching gets digital flow solutions,
Yeah.
because we want you to have an all-in-one platform and not 7 different systems trying to run this business.
Absolutely. But even with that too, guys, because you'll notice that as a housing provider, people are going to connect with you through your social media. They're going to send you emails. So what we've done with digital flow solutions is we've allowed that AI component, that conversation piece, to be embedded in all of it.
Mhm.
So now anybody that tries to connect with you or communicate with your independent living facility, we can actually implement or integrate that conversational AI. So again, like honestly, that is the biggest part of this is constant contact or communication. And that's where a lot of people fall out of even being considered a preferred housing provider or a housing provider. So I tell anybody when I'm coaching them, Derek, that they have to answer the phone. If you've got to excuse yourself, or if you can implement a virtual assistant to answer that phone, you
The VA is
definitely
the
want to
cheat
do
code
that.
to it, like
Yeah.
because again, shit, you got to understand. A lot of these people that we teach, they have jobs, they have
Mhm,
family, they have
mhm.
children, they have sports, they
Yeah.
have church,
Yeah.
they have community. So we don't teach lazy people.
Right.
One thing that
Yeah.
I've noticed that I know how God does this, but everybody that comes to us through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you guys are not lazy people. You guys are just busy.
Yeah.
But I always tell you guys, kind of, sort of, so what? Who are you to say that you're busy when God has already put this thing on your heart?
Yeah.
That's why our coaching has so many things involved in it that removes the excuses. I knew, Shay, that when virtual assistants changed our life, that I had to give it to everybody else.
Right.
That's why we developed our own staffing agency. And when you join us tomorrow, we'll talk about how our VAs built that company, not me. I came up with the idea, my VAs built it.
And it was because
so now go ahead.
No, go. So the idea wasn't for our own benefit. It's just that we saw how it benefited us, and we wanted to
I'll
make
admit,
sure.
in the beginning, it absolutely was for our benefit.
Right, in
but
that
once
manner,
we
right?
saw, like wow, like this frees up our time. It buys your time back. You get more accomplished, more done.
You do.
You make passive income. I was like, you know what, Shay? I'm going to give everybody under our
virtual
coaching their
assistant,
own VA.
Yeah.
Because again, when these people have 9 to 5, because y'all, I was just like y'all. I had 9 to 5 job my whole life until God gave me this ministry. When God gave me this, it was bye-bye job. Because once I started this ministry, because even though this is real estate in the business, guys, this is ministry.
Yeah.
The poor and needy will always be among you. Derek didn't say that. That's in the Bible. And I'm no pastor or priest or bishop, but we do love God, we love people, and we love real estate. And God, again, is so genius how he allowed us to merge it all together. So real quick, Shay, before we get too far, we ain't took no breaks today. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. And don't forget, if you have questions, let us know because we're here till about 7:15ish.
And
If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
All right. So welcome back.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all so much for being here. And again, if you haven't by now, go ahead and share the room. Also, give a like or a thumbs up if you're enjoying this information, like Miss Stephanie.
we want to
But
welcome
again,
you.
if you know somebody that loves God, loves people, and loves real estate, share the room to them. Because again, today we're talking about how do we take that 4-bed, 2-bath home that we can rent or lease it, and then now build relationships with social workers and case managers as your funnel system to fill that house with great, deserving people. Miss Shay?
So I want to say welcome to Miss Stephanie Johnson Carey. She stated, I've been searching for months for this information. This is the best and well explained that I've come across.
Wow.
Well, we
so
thank
much,
you
Miss
and
Stephanie.
we appreciate you, Miss Stephanie. If you haven't, and if you're new to us, go ahead and text the word new. We do have a free gift for you. So text the word new to 407-326-0086. We've got a lot of stuff that we do. If you don't know and you are new to us, again, we're Forston Consultants. We love teaching and training people on the independent living facility model. And the reason why we've identified, and you hear us refer to it as the independent living facility model, is because something that we trademarked. So if you go to USPTO, you'll see that Derek and myself trademarked the phrase and the actual teaching and oversight of the independent living facility model. Again, we definitely want you to get a free gift from us. Also, if you haven't, take some time to check out the webinar. It's kind of a lot of what we're talking about here on this platform, but it's a lot more streamlined, more in order. Not just us having casual conversation, but we want you to get on a call with us. Let us see how we can help you out. How we can, you get a free strategy call, and so you can text. So you can text new to 407-326-0086, and you can also text more info to 407-326-0086 as well. We want you to definitely get that free gift. And again, welcome to the family. You're here, so you are family to us. So we welcome you. And everybody in the chat, go ahead and give them some hellos. Give Miss Stephanie a welcome as she is new here with us tonight.
And Derek, Stephanie, also don't forget to text that word new to that phone number, because that also will give you that free gift. But also text that phrase more info, because that's the starting point. So when people say, well, Derek, where do I start? What's the starting point? Shay just kind of told you, right? When you text that phrase more info, and that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. When you guys text that, that's going to give you all the information that you need. And that's our introductory webinar, right? That breaks it down in what I like to call more of a strategic way. I treat you guys like family here when we're
having cozy conversations.
We just cozy couching it. But other than that, but also what's most important from you watching that, it gives you a free discovery call with us. So when you're done with it, my team can look at the analytics and even see how much you watched it, right? So you guys will be amazed that we get people that watch this at 50%, 80%, 100%. Whether you know it or not, my team can literally see how much you watched of it. And I'll give y'all the cheat code. If you watch at least 45% of it, they're going to send you a link to schedule a call with us, so that we can talk to you about how you get started. So, Miss Stephanie, we would love to get you started. Also, Stephanie, put in the chat, how did you hear about us?
And where did you
originally hear about us at, and where also are you located? And then I'm going to let Shay jump on the question for Miss Diane. Then I'll come right behind Shay with, so someone asks, how do we get paid? Shay?
Right. So Miss Diane's question was, how is food and groceries handled in the house? So two completely different ways, right? This is actually quite interesting because I am a nonprofit organization. This is not something that I do all the time, but I do build programs in my nonprofit. And one of them is an in-house food pantry and food provisions. So if you haven't seen it on my social media, put that on the streamer for them so that they can also visit the Angela Denise Foundation on Facebook and Instagram. Check out some of our content as well. But we wrote a program that we then applied for some grant funding for, and we received $10,000 in grant funding. That program that I wrote for was, again, for communal groceries and like a pantry, in-house pantry. That $10,000 is going to be allocated to, again, go shopping for my residents, have things and provisions in-house for them to be able to eat, right? So they don't have to use whatever means. Most of our residents do get, a food stamp card and stuff like that. But the goal is to make sure that they have more than enough, not just enough, but more than enough, right? And that it can be done communally and shared. Some people that we know, again, for the most part, all of our residents provide for themselves. But for me, as a nonprofit organization, my residents don't have to. Thank God for the First Horizons, the Giving campaign, and being able to be a recipient of the 160 Years of Excellence grant. And that's going to allow me now to implement food in the home for at least this year and ongoing, because that partnership has now been established. So that's one way that I handle groceries in the house. Derek, how does your houses
So in
do
an
so?
independent living facility, guys, they're responsible for their own grocery, right? So my guys do their own grocery shopping. They all get either this
Wow.
food stamp card, or they buy it with their own money. But most, probably 98% of my clients, they get an EBT card, is what it's called here in Florida, and that allows them to go shopping at any supermarket, any mom and pop, any gas station, as long as it's food, usually not hot food, that covers that. And again, they do their own shopping and they cook their own food. So don't forget, in an independent living facility, we don't cook for these clients. We don't provide transportation.
Yeah.
And we absolutely do not administer medications. Those are the three areas that can get you in trouble doing this.
Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, we'll be wrapping up here really soon. So don't forget, if you got questions,
Wow, really?
let us know.
Jeez.
So again, medication management, we don't do it. Transportation, we don't do it. And cooking for our people, we absolutely do not do that.
So let's
Go ahead.
dive in just a little bit on that, because I think a lot of people want to do that, and we do hear of people outside of the ILF organization, right? Outside of our community. I do hear that people are cooking for their residents and doing stuff like that. Talk to me about, why is it so important to not provide?
We actually covered this
cooked
on
meals.
Today's Monday. We covered this actually Saturday.
I want to go
So
back
if you
into
missed
it, yeah.
Saturday's room, catch the whole room and complete, because it was great. But I'll go into that now. There's a huge liability when it comes to feeding people. There's a difference between providing maybe some food or grocery and you also cooking it. So we just teach from the standpoint of this being an independent living facility.
Right.
My clients don't want me cooking for them anyway. And remember, if they need for you to cook their food, they're not independent. So again, there's liability. Just like at a traditional group home or an ALF,
Right.
there has to be a set menu weeks in advance, usually an industrial kitchen that your city or the state has come and walked through, and you got to meet specific dietary needs. People that have diabetes, special diets. So you don't want to get in trouble by trying to feed people. Now, do I see people doing this? Absolutely. I know people that'll move folks in, they'll take everybody's EBT card and they'll buy grocery and feed everybody 3 meals a day. Guys, that's not what I'm doing. I want to be able to scale this thing.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
House after house after house. And the way that I'm able to do that is allow all of that external stuff to be done by them or third party. I want to provide a clean living environment.
That's good.
I'm not getting mixed up in all of these other services, because again, that's what allows me to be independent living facility. Make sense, everybody? The moment you start trying to offer all of these other services, that's what usually get people in trouble.
Yeah.
But if you came to our June 21st event, our ILF 2024 conference, we explained to people now how you can offer this stuff as long as it's through a third party. So we partner with people like Chrysalis Health.
Yeah.
They are a third party company that can offer my clients a bunch of stuff that I'm not allowed to. Meals on Wheels, counseling, therapy, extracurricular activities, ride to and from the doctor. I don't do any of that stuff. But how great is it now
Yeah.
that through partnership, Shay, that we can allow that?
Yeah.
So
And
that's what we mean by
and
that.
I want to share this too, because Janine put that there are definitely people that are doing that.
Yep.
And that's correct, Janine. But
Yep.
let
I
me
just
tell
don't.
you, you know what the powerful thing about that is? If they're caught under, if they are truly doing this the correct way and have liability insurance and all of these things that are covering them, they can void their policies. If anything was to happen to a resident, they can void their policies. So these are certain things that a lot of people don't know because they're just doing it, right?
Yep.
And they're not really being guided, and it can cause so much trouble. So the goal for us here at Forston Consultants is to make sure that everybody that we train and consult are doing it to where you are staying in compliance with your state, right? You're not towing the line that's going to cause for some third party to come in and say, hey, you're doing X, Y, and Z, and you're not operating as a licensed facility. That's what we don't want for you to do. Independent means independent, right? Shared living, whatever you communal living, unlicensed group, however you want to identify that.
You shouldn't be cooking
right,
their
you
food.
should not be.
That's just
And
self-explanatory
that's
to me.
one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is a necessity. So go ahead, Derek. Is another question.
So the next question from Simonia was, hi, do you have any residents that have housing assistance vouchers such as Section 8? No. But I do hear and have heard of in Georgia specifically where you are, that they're going to what they would call now the SRO, single room occupancy. And I remember when I said this over 3 or 4 years ago, people thought I was crazy. I was on a live stage on Clubhouse and I said, guys, whether you believe this or not, one day, because of the housing crisis is so bad, Section 8 will soon adopt this model that we teach.
They have,
Not 2 years later, now Section 8 offers what you call SRO. But to Miss Simonia, my personal experience, no, I have not experienced somebody calling or said, hey, Derek, I have this voucher, and they allow me to use it for a shared room. Because most times in the history of Section 8, you couldn't have took that one voucher and went and came and seen a guy like me for shared housing.
Yeah, but that is something.
Now in Georgia and in certain other states, I'm hearing it is absolutely an option.
They're trialing it. Okay? Yeah, I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be something that's it's trialed in small subsectors, and then they're going to actually branch it out based on the success of it. So just know that if you are going to venture that route, just do your due diligence and making sure that you cover yourself exactly. It's the same, for with your insurances and your coverage. Make sure that you're covered.
Absolutely. So the next question was, I think we got about 30 minutes left of my time, and it isn't off. Somebody asked, 15. How are we usually being paid by these people that are so-called homeless? We get that question all the time, and I can usually tell when somebody asks that they're newer to us, because we talk about SSI and SSDI all the time. So SSI and SSDI, they're just both Social Security incomes that are guaranteed, guys, without fail. Nothing stops it. I'll go deeper into that on these workshops that we're going to have. We actually have some dates already for our ILF workshops. So if you've ever, Simonia, anybody, especially the folks that have spoken to me within the last 90 days, if our one-on-one coaching was out of reach or the timing was off, these workshops are going to be an absolute no-brainer for you all. We've decided to do these twice a month starting in August. And as we close tonight, we'll go over those dates. But I'm encouraging anybody that I've spoken to in the last 90 days, or even the newer people, especially my ILF Academy new people, these workshops are going to be a no-brainer for you all, especially if you feel like the one-on-one coaching is a little bit out of reach. So again, SSI, SSDI, private pay. That's another way that we get paid. So the guy that works at McDonald's, at the ice cream parlor, Sonny's Barbecue, Outback Steakhouse, used to be Red Lobster before they closed down. That's what we call private pay. So we also house the guy that has a regular job. And again, in the workshops, we're going to go deeper on that, of how we collect that money, what goes into house the person that gets guaranteed money versus the guy that's got the 40-hour job. We'll break all of that down inside of those workshops, where they're going to be super crazily affordable as well.
Right.
I'll admit, Shane, you can talk about this too, but one of my probably favorite ways to be paid is through a community-funded program. And this is when I get the call from the social worker that says, hey, Derek, got this great guy, but Derek, he don't have no money. Derek, he don't have a job. And Derek, he don't have no family.
Yeah.
But Derek, because of this program I got, and they just gave us all of this money, Derek, I'm gonna cover his rent for 6 months until he get on his feet or until we find him a job.
Yep.
That's a community funded
Yeah.
program. Shay, you want to talk about that at
Yeah,
all?
so there's several. As we're entering, I know the fiscal year for a lot of these organizations start in October. So we're going to start seeing that ramp up again. But community funded programs are amazing to work with. And this is why we tell people it's so important to have yourself established as a business. They're not going to write their checks to Derek Forston, right?
Never.
They're not going to write
Never.
their check to Dornico Rigel, right? They're going to write it to Fresh Start Housing of Dayton. They're going to write it to Second Chance Housing or the Angela Denise Foundation. So those are the things that I tell people all the time, from starting from zero, right? You got people saying, well, listen, I've got a house. I don't really need, I'm a landlord already. I don't need no business entity. Don't do that to yourself, because there are going to be different programs that you will not be able to work with if you do not have yourself set up correctly. But the community funded programs, Derek, are probably one of my ultimate favorites. They allow us to do good while still doing good. And allow us to help people that don't have an income, right? Not everybody's a nonprofit organization that has donors and funds that come in based on grants to help house people. I do, right? So this is my opportunity. This is your opportunity, the for-profit ILF operator or housing program operator that gets those phone calls for people with no funds. These programs are available, and they're the ones that make the call to you, right? If you foster those relationships, a lot of these organizations, a lot of hospitals, a lot of case management organizations do have these funds available. And if they see you as a viable and an approved vendor, they will allow you access to be the one that they call when these funds are available and they're looking for people to house. So when they're looking for housing for their people. So that's one of the things I like to share about that.
So back to that other question about the guy was asking, how do we market? We use Digital Flow Solutions, right? So I'm gonna just show you guys a little bit
today.
So Digital Flow Solutions for us, again, is an all-in-one platform that does everything. And guys, just to keep from me trying to mess this up, because I'm not the techie guy, we also offer an absolute free strategy call for Digital Flow Solutions as well. So if you're wondering, how can this system affect you and your business? How can a virtual assistant affect you in this business? Shay's going to put something on the screen that also gives y'all that free discovery call through Digital Flow Solutions and or VA 101. So if you've also ever desired to get a virtual assistant but didn't know where to start, www.va101.co. That's also where we get our VAs from. But social media in terms of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, most of you all that are watching this right now found me on one of those. So that shows you right there again how this is happening. Also joining Facebook groups. That's another way and another strategy. A lot of you all found me in this adult shared Facebook group thing, right? I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups. That's part of the teaching. Miss Angela, I saw the other day that you did a post and you shared it 71 times to other groups. That is genius.
Wow. 71?
And I was Angela, if I'm lying, you tell me.
That's called guerrilla marketing.
It may have been more, but when I saw it, I was like, wow. This is the example. So I was coaching probably 4 or 5 people that week. Angela, I'm not sure if Angela's even here live.
Yeah, she's here.
But Angela, I gave probably 4 or 5 people the example of how you do your business.
Yeah.
Whether you're HRA or whether you're trying to be the actual ILF operator. How great is that you put one post out about you're this housing provider, but you shared it 71 times in other Facebook groups?
I love it.
That is genius, Shay.
I love it.
So the Facebook groups, again, guys, is kind of what's doing it for us. And last but not least, this is one of the new ones now, Shay, the local radio.
It's been fun being on radio. So we started right before our conference.
Talk about the affordability of it too.
So we started before our conference in taking airtime. So now we're actually co-hosting a segment on Fridays at noon Eastern, where we're talking all things business, but we also get the opportunity to embed our commercials, right? And it's like $25 for a commercial spot, a play for a commercial. So again, this is another way to get your voice out there. Let people know who you are, what you're doing. A lot of people think, oh, let's just do, wow, it's pouring. A lot of people think it's just let's do like internet radio, but what people don't realize is that your regular, they call it prehistoric radio, is still very viable for marketing. Because that's what's being played in a lot of supermarkets. That's what's being played in a lot of smaller stores. That's what's being played.
Yeah.
So the hearing time is still very vast. So people are still getting a lot of feedback from that. So yeah, it's super affordable. It is a very amazing opportunity to go out there and tell people who you are and what you do. Get a spot once a month if you can afford to, where you go on for 30 minutes and talk about the housing crisis in your area, right? Invite other people, invite case managers, social workers to come sit in on that conversation so that you can bring about awareness to not only who you are, but what's going on in your community. And that's literally what we're doing now on Fridays here locally on the radio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So guys, again, don't procrastinate. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, I'm gonna just say don't procrastinate, because guess what procrastination is? It's the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. So again, we also have scholarships that are available for our coaching.
Yeah.
But right before we take a commercial break, I want to answer this question, because here's an easy one. Somebody says, how many states does this work in? Well, this works in all 50 states. That's the genius part about it. Because of the model in which they're independent people, guys, essentially, you're just renting great people rooms.
Yeah.
We just put structure behind it. We put rules behind it. So it almost runs like a group home, but without all of the red tape.
Exactly.
So again, no sprinkler system. You don't have to own the property, and no permission from your state. So again, don't procrastinate, guys, if this is something that God has already told you to do. Because not Derek, but the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. And it also says that we're to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. And guys, that's what we're doing. We just so happen to be doing it through real estate.
You better preach.
So again, if you want to touch the lives of people, ask God, can you do it through real estate? Because that's all we're doing, guys. We're doing the will of God through real estate. So I usually tell people, can you imagine doing the will of God, loving on people, and providing affordable housing all in one?
Yeah.
And you can turn that into a business, where most of us call a ministry.
Yep.
So really quick, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back to answer any questions that you have. And I still have 3 more questions that came in. So we'll be right back.
If you've ever had a dream to house the homeless or the displaced, or to start your own housing program, but the barrier for you was actually getting the real estate to do it in, we got something that's almost even better for you. And it's called the HRA, Business in a Box. The HRA allows you to be a housing referral agency to where you still can house the homeless and the displaced and start a housing program, but it doesn't require the real estate. You don't have to buy it, lease it, or rent it. You're going to leverage other people that actually have the real estate and then make a referral fee. So we want to give you more information about that. We have a 14-minute free webinar that breaks the HRA down. So no more an excuse of not having the house to do it, or not being able to buy or rent or lease a house. Because if God is putting your heart to start this program, start it. So step number 1, get an LLC and brand it, right? Step number 2, start getting the word out about who you are and what you do, and that you offer housing. And again, after watching the HRA webinar, consider the HRA Business in a Box, because in that will be everything that you need to start your own housing program, and you never actually need the property. We're going to teach you how to leverage other people to still make your dreams come true. So the HRA Business in a Box is only $19.97. Check it out. Also bring your questions here to YouTube so that we can answer it for you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you catch us at. But don't forget, the HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency, and you don't need the property to still make an impact in your community.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So I want to answer this very last question. And somebody asked, again, Derek, how do you market it? How do you get the word out? One of my favorite ways, guys, to market our housing program is something that we call POC. It's proof of concept. And it's inviting social workers and case managers so that they can see what it looks like. It's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to read about it, but boy, it is nothing like being able to walk through it.
Yeah, when they
touch
can see,
smell it, feel it, all of that stuff. So I usually tell people, even here on YouTube, like, it's great to hear me talk about this, but how many of you came to that June 21st event,
Oh my God.
to our conference where day 2, you guys got an opportunity to walk through this same independent living facility, which is my wife's ILF. Again, for most of y'all that came, that's what made it possible for you in your mind that, man, I can do this.
Oh, look at
Derek
my
didn't only just talk about it, he showed it to us. So again, proof of concept, and if y'all didn't notice, that's me. Proof of concept, again, is what this is. So I'm going to invite social workers. I'm going to invite case managers. Look at that beautiful pool deck outside. That's where we're discussing how to end homelessness.
Yep.
That's where we're discussing how many clients do you have that may fit this environment.
Yeah.
That's where I'm also bringing my other providers. We brought lots of providers to this open house to allow you guys to present.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited about. Again, big shout out to Miss Cleaner, who's in Orlando, that just got her keys 2 days ago.
I can't wait to go see
This
it.
is what we're going to do at her place.
Yep.
She don't even know it yet, but we're going to have an open house and bring social workers and case managers to her place.
Yeah.
And guys, as you're getting this place, because this answers another question, don't wait until it's fully set up to take pictures. Take pictures the entire time.
From stage 1 to the finished product. And I think
And
that's
Cleaner
where,
did a video the other day, and the house is empty, Shay. I don't even think she mopped the floors yet, but that's what I want her to show.
I love it.
From the beginning, during, and the end of, man, this is what's to come. And every social worker in this picture, she's privy to now because she has our coaching.
And I'm going to connect her with Angela.
That's what I'm excited about.
I just had a call with Angela today, Derek, and she's talking about the need, right? And she's got 4 residents ready right now to move. So guess what we have to do this week? We have to hurry a cleaner along because there's 4 potential beds that can be filled. So this is what I love about family, about community, about having a group of individuals like-minded with the same idea, and the resources, right? Everybody has there's different set of people that they're communicating with, whether it's case managers, social workers, whoever, organizations, and they're able to help each other, balance and fill beds. And I love this. I love this model so much. It's such a blessing.
And one thing about it, because they asked this too, and watch how I answered this question. Derek, what else can I add to this? I'm going to say that once you master the art of housing, maybe you do like Shay and you do a spa day once a year, twice a year, to where you bring in the massage therapist, the lady that does the pedicures, the manicures, the massages. Notice I had to get in that chair too, y'all. But notice all of the ways that Shay is able to part with people to touch the life of somebody else. Now you're looking at women that have never experienced a pedicure, a manicure, a full face of makeup, a night out on the town. All of these things that you can add once you kind of master the art of housing. And again, as we're getting ready to close, if God has put on your heart, what's stopping you? Now, don't type it in the chat because that can be a personal call with me. But think to yourself right now, why not me? Now, I do want 5 of y'all to type that in the chat. Can 5 of y'all type in the chat, why not me? Because again, if you were like me many years ago, you were told that this was impossible. You had to have a license. You had to own the property. You need to walk through from your state. You got a stack of paperwork to fill out. Guys, none of that's true. The only requirement for this model is a love for God, a love for people, and a love for real estate. Because if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is an absolute no-brainer. Show me something else other than you being a pastor or a priest or a bishop. Because again, guys, I'm not being funny. I'm none of that stuff, but I do love God. I love people, and we crazy about real estate. And God is allowing us to do his will through something that he told us way millions of years ago, seems like, that we should be doing. Right? Possess the land. Didn't God say that, Shay? We shouldn't always be the renter. We should buy and possess the land. We shouldn't always be the borrower. We should be the lender sometime, guys. And in this model, we're being the lender of real estate. We're going to take one more break, guys, and we'll be right back, and we're going to get ready to close it up.
Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show.
All right.
All
so
right,
we
let's
are
do
back.
it. Let's do it. So really quick before we get ready to close and also answer a few more questions, I do want to bring up for the Evans family, they asked about the one-on-one coaching and how does that work? That's called our ILF Mastery Blueprint. And that's everything. Now listen to this, right? I'm going to name
All
a lot of
encompassed.
stuff. It encompasses everything, but most important, just remember, you get the one-on-one coaching basically for life. You get a complimentary virtual assistant, business coaching. You're also going to get our CRM and the website creation, because our team is going to build your website and build your logo. So, but aside from that, you're still going to get all the paperwork, all the documents. And guys, again, there is nobody better to learn this from other than us. I was on both sides of this fence, and we've trademarked independent living facility. And watch me, man. I tell y'all this all the time. I'm not that special. You guys can be the same. God is no respecter of person. He did it for me. He'll do it for you. In fact, remember, God showed me later that was making 41 grand a month, housing people and rats and roaches, mistreating God's people. So guys, if she could do it, you don't think you could? And again, that's why I asked 5 of y'all to type in the chat, why not me? So sometimes you got to call these things that be not as though they were.
You better come on.
And some of y'all got to jump off that porch and say, God, this is it. This is my sign today. There is no way you let me bump into Derek and we talking about this and I was just thinking about it. I can show y'all over 5 text messages right now that are people today or within the last week say, Derek, this got to be God, because there's no reason why I just bumped into you and I've been thinking about this model the whole time but didn't even know what to call it. So again, we build your logo, we build your website design completely on us from your instruction, the one-on-one coaching from Shay and I and my entire team. That's most important, because you got us in your back pocket now. No more scratching your head trying to figure this thing out. If you think tonight was good, imagine the one-on-one coaching. Every book, every curriculum, every course that we've ever created, you get it, including the new book that's not even on here. You guys get that. And that was called How to Avoid the Independent Living Facility Fiasco. Meaning, in other words, how to avoid the 12 dumbest mistakes I ever made. Guys, I put that in the book. You get it. Every course, every curriculum, the HRA that I keep telling you guys about, that everybody's going to start there. The HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency.
The fundamentals.
I give you that whole course inside of this package. So again, the HRA course alone is over 2 grand. Guys, I give it to you inside of this, because no matter where you are today, you can start HRA right now today. And don't forget, we got an HRA webinar for free that's only 14 minutes long that breaks it all down. And you get that by typing more info to 407-326-0086. Shay gonna put that at the bottom for you. And again, the HRA contents, the course, the ebook, the curriculum, the SOPs, meaning how do you do it? How do you take a virtual assistant and do all of this? Because inside of the HRA, don't forget, I give you guys a VA complimentary. So your virtual assistant, you don't even pay for it. You get it for free from me. The $5 an hour, though, that you owe the VA, now that's on you. But to vet, to train and endorse, the onboarding, to train you how to use that software as a system, that's on us. Because I understand that you guys need it. The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit is the ebook that I teach people. What do we say to folks to rent their house, to lease their house? What does that conversation sound like? What should we say? What should we not say? Even down to how should you dress upon approaching that person? We also put it in a video format, Shay, for them to watch it as a live role play.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, I told you about that VA. We give you that complimentary, and the VA comes with the course and the onboarding.
Yep.
And every community that we have, guys, in terms of the VAs, the one-on-one coaching, and the HRA, they all have their own communities. You get all of them.
Yeah.
And again, guys, our original coaching is 15 grand, but the scholarship brings it down to 7,500. We've also been allowing people to split that in half. So if you find somebody in this room or you have a partner and y'all want to split that 7,500, if my math is correct, I think that's 3,750.
Yeah.
So we even got an automation for it. If you text right now the word half, meaning Derek, I got my half. Like if you got somebody else, Derek, I'm ready. You guys can text half, and my team will send you the information and the invoice, only paying $3,750. That's when we allow two of y'all to kind of go in together. You don't have to learn it together. You don't have to get taught together. I just do that to allow you guys to get a break financially.
Yeah.
Shay and I are very sensitive to the times today.
Yep.
We've kind of called this our stimulus package in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also why we're doing these workshops, guys. Times are tough and we get it.
And we know
so
that
we
the
want to
housing
make
need,
things affordable. Shay, I'm sorry.
and I know the housing need is so significant as well.
Absolutely.
The housing need is super significant. And the goal is like Mr. Arthur said, we need more people. You know, there is a huge need. And we're not seeing the influx of people willing and ready to do this the right way.
Right.
So our goal is to make sure that we prepare people and coach people, train people, and have them join our family to be able to provide the best care for this population that's at need. So we definitely
Absolutely.
want to do that.
And again, guys, we would appreciate a 5-star Google review if you enjoyed tonight, if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed how we come every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. We would appreciate a 5-star Google review. Other than that, you guys don't owe me nothing. But if you can give a 5-star Google review to kind of help encourage other people, we would greatly appreciate it. And again, if you text the word half to 407-326-0086, my team will literally send you the information and the invoice to be able to get our one-on-one coaching for only $3,750. Guys, that's a long way from 15 grand. And again, you don't have to learn it with that other person. We're just allowing you to leverage somebody else to cut your price in half. So again, thank me later. Call that the stimulus package. We super appreciate you guys. I'm going to play one short commercial. We coming right back, and Shay going to bless us out of here.
We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God is giving you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank y'all so much. We super appreciate it. We are actually getting ready to end this room.
We getting ready to close.
What I do want to remind you guys of, though, is about the Wednesday class. So anybody that's new to us and you missed the beginning, we're doing these newer workshops now that will be catered to the ILF model as well as our business coaching. This week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom, we're giving you guys an AI book writing course. We're showing you guys how to complete your book in one day. And thank you to my sister, Nikki, if she's still here. Nicole, she taught me something that I should have been saying, and I've been using that. So, Nicole, thank you. She told me to say it. I'll tell the people because y'all are family. She told me to tell people that we'll complete the book, not that I'll teach you how to write a book. It's one thing from writing it and completing it.
That's it, Nicole.
And she's right, because that's the whole purpose of this class. I want to show you guys through AI tools, how can you write a book in one day, copyright in one day, submit and upload in one day. No more of the days of taking you weeks and months and years to complete a book. The method that I'm going to show you guys, you're going to be able to write this book, guys, in less than 10 minutes. So if you text the word book to 407-326-0086, my team will send you the invoice and the information. Guys, it's only $37.
Right.
And what I'm super excited about, Shay, is with these workshops, we're going to teach it, we're going to show them, but most importantly, I want you guys to be able to offer this service to other people.
Talk about it.
So people that don't buy this class and they don't come, I want y'all to sell this to them. Sell the service and the prompt. Because the prompt that I'm going to give you guys, I also want y'all to sell it to other people.
Yeah.
I am not going to gatekeep this information. I want to give it to you all to be able to resell it to other people. And I'm talking about the books. So again, text the word book to 407-326-0086, and we'll send you the information for Wednesday's class that is going to be on Zoom at 7 p.m. Again, complete
Eastern.
a book in one day, 7 p.m. Eastern. Miss Shay?
So yeah, also don't forget, prepare yourselves accordingly for everybody attending that workshop. We want to make sure that you have that you do have access to ChatGPT and Copilot. Just sign up for them. You don't have to pay anything for them. They are free. Just make sure you have that your login information for those accounts so that if you do need to walk away from it, it can save those searches for you. Also, what we want you to do, have another form of, if you have another piece of tech, whether it's a tablet or your laptop, something like that, have that available as well, because this is a working workshop. We are going to work together. We're going to get this thing done, and we will be really working. We're going to be grinding this thing out, trying to get it done, right? So that's what I want you to do as well. Also, do me a favor. Go on over to any of your favorite social media platforms and follow the Angela Denise Foundation. And you can find us, follow us, share. We're getting ready to enter into the back to school phase of our donations and fundraising and campaigns. And we could use your help with getting the word out to people that are looking for partnerships and opportunities to donate or give. We would love to have them be a part of the Angela Denise Foundation and what we're doing here. So, Derek, back to you, sir.
All right. I think the last announcement was about the dates for the ILF workshops.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've actually have the dates, guys, and we've decided that we're going to do these twice a month, probably all the way until December.
Yeah.
So we want to just go ahead and announce the August dates, and I'll let Shay do that. And again, I want to ask from you all. So we have a whole curriculum already kind of lined up. But I like the way we did the conference, Shay, when we asked people, what do you want to leave this conference knowing? Yeah. And we took all of those questions and we knocked them all out. Yeah. I think I want to do the same for the workshops, because even though we'll have certain topics that we'll cover because they're already coming in, I want to give the audience a chance to give their opinion on it. And then probably the last, I'll say 15 minutes of each one of those workshops, we'll have a kind of a pick your brain session. Because what I don't want these workshops to be is that if we title it marketing, how to get clients, we're not talking about that day how to get the house.
Right. No.
Like we're going to stick on one topic, one subject, but what I will allow is for like that last 15 minutes to kind of call it a pick your brain session. And that kind of can go a little off to the side. That way, if somebody wants to take part of the workshop, they say, well, you know what? I already know how to get clients, but Derek gonna let me ask him anything the last 15 minutes. Let me come. So once again, Shay, go ahead and announce those dates. And I'm super excited. They're going to start in August.
August 13th, which is a Wednesday.
That
right? Or is it
wrong,
as a Tuesday?
That should be
Sorry,
a Tuesday.
Sorry. So these will be held on Tuesday and what was the other
Tuesday,
day? Are they both Tuesdays? Oh, okay, so Tuesday.
Shay's scaring me now, y'all. She got me finna go on my calendar.
Guys, I just have dates. I don't have the calendar in front of me.
Let me check it too. So
August 13th and the 27th.
And August 27th.
Those are 2 Tuesdays?
Those are both Tuesdays.
Oh, okay. See, I messed up.
Remember, we said Tuesday.
I know, yeah.
She's scaring me, y'all.
Anyway,
it's Tuesday.
Yes.
And it'll always be at 7 p.m. unless we tell you otherwise. And then what we'll do next week is we'll actually tell you the topic of what that'll be. But I think I'm going to have Tara still send out maybe an email.
Let's do a survey.
So if you guys want to participate in a survey.
What we'll do is we can have, every time we come live, the survey link. we
Okay.
can send them the survey link or
Love
have
it.
that as an automation,
Love
and they can put down what they would like to learn for the upcoming
Love it. Love it.
workshops.
All
Love
right,
that.
so we'll turn that into a survey. So if you guys already kind of got an opinion, kind of hold it until we give that survey out. Or
What?
yeah, just keep it to the survey, because I was gonna say, or just text it, but
No,
build the
let's-
survey thing so it'll be in
Yeah.
one place, and that way
Yeah.
we can just kind of take it from how we did from the
Yeah.
conference.
And see,
Other
hold
than
on,
that,
real
guys,
quick.
it's 7:30 and I'm ready to close.
Right.
So
I just want to
anything
share one
over
thing.
this 7:30, we gonna blame it on Shay, because she always hit me really bad. And
I
I'm ready to
knew-
close, like
I
literally
knew
at
you were gonna do
7:30 on
this.
the dot.
I knew you were going to do this.
So go
But
ahead.
what I do want to share is this: the importance of softwares and systems. So you hear Derek talking about creating surveys. We don't have to use anything other than our Digital Flow Solutions platform to create a survey and gather this information. So that's what I wanted to leave you with. Having softwares and systems are the best thing since sliced bread. So I'm done. Go ahead and pray us out, sir.
All right. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us.
See you tomorrow.
Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern.